After over a decade at Roger Bacon High School, Father John Bach was ready for a new adventure. In 1982, Father Bach became the third executive director of St. Rita School for the Deaf. His experience as the principal at Roger Bacon prepared him to be a leader, but he knew he had a lot to learn about deaf education and American Sign Language. Father Bach brought a fresh perspective with him, and his impact is still felt decades later through his successful capital campaign and increase in public awareness in the Cincinnati community.
But anyway, eventually the bishop came to me and asked if I would be willing to go to St. Rita's. And after praying about it, I said certainly. And that's how I ended up coming here. They were looking for an administrator. And I think at the time they were looking for someone outside St. Rita's to bring fresh eyes in, because there had been only two leaders here, and the school was 60, 70 years old already. But in any case, I agreed to come, but I sort of knew that I needed to get some information about deaf education and the culture of deaf people and sign language to be an effective leader. So I was able to work it out with the Archbishop that I start in January rather than July 1, which he had been hoping. So I went to Gallaudet. 82, I think it was, 81 or 82, I started here. And was uncomfortable at first, but deaf people are wonderful at being hospitable and welcoming you. They knew I was trying. There was a junior girl in Cleveland, Debbie Toma was her name. She's a real outgoing personality, just a sweet person. She made it her goal, I think, to make me feel comfortable. She took me under her wing, and I appreciate it to this day that she helped me.
So when he came, he worked with high school boys, and he didn't work with girls at all. So when he got here, it was boys and girls mixed, and it was a little bit awkward for him. And I would always like to tease people, especially with their sign language when it's not always clear. I would say, you need to go to Gallaudet and learn some new signs. But when I first met him, I would sign, and he said, you sign so fast. And I'm like, you need to go to Gallaudet and learn some sign language. But then I would sit with him, and I would teach him these new signs. And I did have patience with him. And he became a very good principal here at St. Rita. Every week, he and I would get together and chat, and we would sign with each other. I wanted to make sure that he felt comfortable and didn't feel awkward.
The school building badly needed care. It was very dark and dingy. I came in as an outsider. What I saw needed to be spruced up, but nothing had been done for some time. And to succeed in doing that, after some study, we found out it required a capital campaign. And this is probably my second or third year here. And we did a capital campaign, had a goal of $2.8 million, which we exceeded. And most of the inside was all for the inside. Most of the inside that you see, that you have seen, as a result of that renovation that took place. That was a big change that happened in the school, and made it much brighter and more inviting and all of that. I was not responsible for what happened in the chapel here. That happened after my time. Father Y, as they called him, was here many, many years. And he was here before I got here, and he was here after I left. And he's a real good guy, good sense of humor. But he had this inclination to a Barney Fife kind of guy, to do funny things unintentionally. Well, one day he found out that the doorknob was coming off of a closet under the steps. Now let's see, where we do? I think right over here. These steps that go down, underneath those steps, there's this long closet in there. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that door, or the doorknob would pull out. And so he goes to look at it. And sure enough, the thing pulls out. So he walks into the thing and he closes on him. He couldn't get out. He's stuck there in this long closet, dark. Well, there might have been light in there. Anyway, he's in a deaf school with all these deaf people, and he's yelling at nobody. Nobody can hear because it's a deaf school. And, but eventually, he was in there, I can't remember anymore, like a half hour or an hour. And finally, some hearing person, I heard him yelling in there, and was able to get him out. I wish everyone would understand how capable deaf people are. And I go to that story with Debbie Toma as an example of someone who brought home to me that she did not consider herself any bit less than any other person, any hearing person. We're so much a majority in comparison with deaf people, percentage-wise. I mean, they don't even make up 1% of, say, the citizenry here in the United States. And yet they're very comfortable with who they are. They're very capable. But overall, I had 9 wonderful years here. I found it very stimulating. I was aware of the fact that they were changing me. And hopefully I had some impact on their life too in changing them.